Hey, welcome you all to the course Information and Cyber Security. This is Abhinay Gulabandamankar from IT Department, PICT Pune. I welcome you all for the next presentation. Today's topic of discussion is types of attacks in cyber world. This is the content of today's discussion: cyber security types, web-based attack, system-based attack, method of assistance, and their preventions. So, what is cyber security? Cybersecurity is a practice which intend to protect computers, networks, programs, and data from unattended, unauthorized access, change, or destruction. Why cybersecurity? So nowadays, everything is going on the web. The major portion of a system connected to the internet, right? So everybody is connected to internet. Every person, everything are connected to internet. Large inventory of intruders to the attack. So this is the very good inventory, large inventory happened to the intruders, very well data, a huge amount of data is available for the intruder. That's why the cyber security came into major concern in this world of computer over the past decade. Next, types of attacks. Cyber attacks is an illegal attempt to gain something from a computer system. There can be classified into two: web-based and system-based attacks. Web-based attacks and system-based attacks. So what is a web-based attack? There are the attacks on the website or web applications. Happens, we call as it is a web-based attack, and the attacks are attacks that are intended to compromise a computer or computer networks is comes under system attack. Let's say web-based attack. First, injection attack. In this type of attack, some data will be injected into the web application to manipulate the application and get required information, right? So we can say that SQL injection is one of the method, code injection, log injection, XML injections, right? So SQL injection can be abbreviated as SQLI. SQLI. SQLI is for injection. Is the most common type of injection attack. In SQLI, customized string will be passed to the web application, further manipulating query interpreter and gaining access to unauthorized information. SQLI can be prevented up to some extent by proper validation of data and by enforcing least privileges principle, right? So these are the two important things. Next web-based attack is file inclusion attack. Under this file inclusion, a file inclusion vulnerabilities allows an attacker to access unauthorized sensitive files available on the web server or to execute malicious file on the web server that making use of include functionalities. It can be further classified into local file inclusion, or we can say remote file inclusion. Under local file inclusion, local files are available on the server, and remote file include and execute malicious code on remotely hosted files. So these are the web-based attacks. Extending the web-based attacks, the next, cross-site scripting, XSS, cross-site scripting. This can be done by editing JavaScript in the web page, such as it will be executed in client's browser. It can be classified into reflected XSS attacks, stored attacks, reflected XSS attack, stored XSS attacks, DOM based XSS attack, right? So these are called cross-site scripting. DNS spoofing. DNS spoofing or DNS cache poisoning is the name. DNS cache poisoning is the computer hacking attack whereby data is introduced into the domain name system resolver cache, causing the name server to return incorrect IP address, right? So diverting the traffic to the attacker's computers or any other computer. Actually what happened? DNS. What DNS content? What DNS content? So suppose you requested something pict.edu file, right? So it will definitely have some kind of IP address. So let's say I am taking this IP address 105, right, over the internet, right? But most probably you are giving this address www.pict.edu. Okay, so what happened? You enter this address into address bar and hit enter. So what happened? What is the job of DNS server? DNS server is mapping this name to this IP address. Name to IP mapping is happening. So what happened? As long as the user or any person hit this one, so this address is to be redirected. This is the server address. Now suppose DNS spoofing or cache poisoning is there. So what happened? The attacker will change this address to something else, for example 10 or something, let's say 1110, and this is your attacker's site. So when somebody is giving a pict.edu, it will redirect it to this site, not this site, isn't it? Did you got it? Did you got these things? What happened, right? So these are the things. Next, denial of services. I think we have discussed in this in previous slide, but let's revisit. This is the also web-based attack happen. Denial of services in the DOS attacks is an attempt to make server network resource unavailable. What is the main intention of that? That we have not discussed this. Server or network resources unavailable, right? Unavailable to user all this time. That means definitely their intention is to down that server. This is generally done by flooding the server with communication request. The flood of requests, sending lot of requests, so server get busy in responding each of the request, right? So DDoS use single system and single internet connection to attack the server. Distributed DOS, DDoS, right, uses multiple system and internet connection to flood a server with the request, right? There is spelling mistake here. So flood of flood a request with the request, or pull of the server, making it harder to counter attack. So denial of services can be classified into volume based attack. What is the main goal? Volume based, protocol attack, and layer attack. So volume, the goal is to saturate the bandwidth of the network site, and it is measured in bits per second. Protocol attack uh, consume actual uh, consume actual server resources, and it measures different measures in packet per second, right? Then application layer attack, it is the goal of this attack is to crash the web server. crash the web server, and it measure in per request it request per second, right? Next web-based attacks is a brute force attacks. What is my brute force? Brute force means continuously trial, continue. Yes, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. At one moment of time, you are going to definite the attack, but in brute force, time is not defined. Okay, time may be days, couple of years, maybe couple of decade, or n number of decades, or n number of centuries to crack that system. Till that, you must be alive, right? Though definitely these brute force attacks will 101% is definite attack. At one moment of time, system definitely going to be crash. But time is very important. So in this brute force attacks, it is a trial and error method. Keep trying in permutation and combination. We are trying each number of trial to crack the system. Generates large number of guesses. It is nothing but a finding guessing games. Okay, right? Number of guesses and validate them to be actual data password in general. Next is dictionary attack. Dictionary means it contains a list of commonly used word, right? Most probably uh, in dictionary people are going to use mobile number, people going to be used some date of birth, name and date of birth combination, date on yes, right? So these kind of a dictionary words are over there and matching with that dictionary word with the password and validate them to get original password, right? So dictionary attack, some words are available to you, the list of or dictionary of the huge dictionary of words are available to you. Next is buffer overflow, occurs when the program or process tries to store more data in the buffer, temporary data storage area, than it was intended to hold. All right. Next web-based attacks is the session hijacking. Web application are cookies to stored state and details of user session. By stealing cookies, the attackers can access to all user data. Most probably had what happened in shopping site. The you might have came across the situation that cookies must be enabled. So what are the cookies? Cookies are one kind of identity inserted into your computer, and when you revisit to the same site, that site will welcome back you. So giving the message, hey, welcome back. So how that site is going to be identified you that you have visited to second time. So this is only by inserting a cookie at your end, at your computer, and you are going to allow that cookies to be stored, right? So if you disable the cookies in under browser settings, so that is not going to be stored into your browser setting. That are the browser settings available at the customer end. Some cookies are good and some cookies are bad. So attackers are taking that advantages of stealing the cookies and getting access to all user data. URL interpretation. Next is by changing the certain parts of URL, one can be one can make web server to deliver the pages for which he is not authorized to browse. Now URL interception is just kind of that kind of spamming. Suppose you want to visit onlinesbi.com. This is the something authorized site, right? Suppose I will writing here. Suppose you want to visit onlinesbi.com, right? So URL, this is the authorized URL supposed to, and this will change to something online SB yes SIB.com. Very small changes, you are never going to be uh, observe these changes. See, SIB is not a valid URL. This is the valid URL. Online SBI.com, online SIB, right? And so always type your URL properly. So if certainly by mistake some people are doing this mistake of typing over there a URL, so it will be redirected to exact those site. The site look like exactly the same page as the SBI. You never ever made any changes. You never ever found any changes to that web page. You feel that, oh, we are accessing bank site itself. So those fake sites are very equivalent, color combination, font, and everything will be the same, exactly duplication of your original one. But hang on a minute, you are using this site, not original one, right? So this is very dangerous. While you are accessing any site, you please be validate the URL. Any single typing mistake will leads to the redirection of that site to the hackers. Okay, right? One can make web server deliver the web pages to the unauthorized browser. So this is the caution while using such kind of a thing. Next is social engineering. Uh, in social engineering, it is a non-technical method of a relay heavily on human interaction or often involves tricking people into breaking normal security procedures. Next web-based attacks is man in middle attack. Man in middle, right? Right. This is the one things here that is in between, and this actually victim and server. These are the main two parties are going to be communicate via this original connection, but attacker is changing that path via attacker's web server, right? So one person is there which is manipulating data and changing the other request, masquerading it. This is called masquerading, and replay this information to the web server. This is called a man in middle attack. So attacker interprets the connection between client and server and act as a bridge between them. Attacker will be able to read, insert, and modify the data in the intercepted communication, right? Next is phishing attack. Phishing, most probably what happened, what if you are planning to go out for fishing, you have some kind of a right doing that the same kind of thing. Phishing is attempt to acquire system information, often for malicious reason, by masquerading a trustworthy entity in electronic communication. Spear spear phishing and whaling. It is the form spear phishing. It is a form of phishing which target specific organization for confidential data. And whaling, in whaling, the the target are high-ranking bankers, executives, and other powerful position or the title jobs. So phishing. Next is system-based attacks. Up till now we have seen web-based attacks, now system-based attacks. So virus, worms are the system-based attack. What is virus? A computer virus is a self-replicating malicious computer program that replicates by inserting copies of itself into other computers when executed. It can also execute instructions that cause harm to the system. Next is worm. It works same as a computer virus, but it can spread into other system in the network by exploiting vulnerabilities automatically. Trojan horse. What is a Trojan horse? Trojan horse. It appears to be a normal application, but when opened, executed some malicious code, it will run in background. These are generally spread by some form of social engineering. Backdoors. Backdoors is a method of bypassing normal authentication process. The backdoor is written by a programmer which creates the code for the program. It is often only known by the programmer, right? Known by the programmer. So these are the things under system attack. Next, bots. What are the bots? Bot is an unauthorized process that interacts with the other network services. It can be classified into spyware, adware. What is the spyware? Under spyware, we used to gather information of user without their knowledge. That is called keylogger. Okay, and adware is mainly used for promotion their products, and so it is no harmful. But what happen at you are doing your work very properly, and in suddenly in between the ad games. So that is the things. Method to assist in cyber attacks: spoofing, sniffing, and port scanning. In sniffing, spoofing, in spoofing, one person successfully impersonate the other person by falsifying the data. IP spoofing, email spoofing are the type. Sniffing is the process by capturing and analyzing the traffic into the network. Next is port scanning. It is the method to probe a system for open port intrusion. It can exploit the vulnerabilities of the open port. So these are some references we have taken some of this data for your purpose. So in this way we came to the end of this session. We stop here. Till that, thank you very much, all of you.